And internally, these guys already know the team. These guys already would know these players. Internally can sometimes be your best option when it comes to continuing momentum and continuing a culture. The guys that's on the inside, you know what I'm saying? You bring in an outsider, they bring in outside vibes. They bring in outside mindset, outside culture, which sometimes is a good thing if you got a bad culture, but we got some good shit going right now. Do we want to test the waters with an outsider? That's all I'm saying. What's up? What's happening? What is popping? What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another great edition of Symone with the Sports. I'm Symone, bringing you guys daily sports talk. So if you're new here, if you're old here and you haven't already subscribed to my channel, stop what you're doing, leave a comment, subscribe, keep rocking with me. Also, make sure you check out the links down below. The first one is to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel. The second link is to shop the official Symone with the Sports. It's a merch collection. Get you the classic tee, the wavy tee, or the flower dye crew neck. But guys, if you do not do anything else, turn your notification bells on so you don't miss a single video or a single live stream. We will be going live on Monday nights with the Birds of Broad Street podcast, so make sure you have your notification bells on. But you guys, we have a lot to get into today. First of all, starting off with our coordinator positions. So we know we are going to be rolling into next season with a new offensive coordinator and with a new defensive coordinator, especially praising God for this defensive coordinator opening. We've chatted in the comments on the community post about who can be the Eagles' next defensive coordinator. And y'all, we need to get on it quick. It shouldn't be, this process should not take longer than a week. The new DC has to come in, establish, what kind of defense he wants for one, and then especially going into the draft, going into free agency, kind of deciding what kind of guys and what holes need to be filled to fulfill his scheme and his vision for this defense. So we need to, and same offensively with the offensive coordinator. So we need to get our DC in here ASAP pronto, and we need to get our OC in here ASAP pronto. So honestly, it could be any given day, y'all, when that news drops of who's the next man in like half charge of the Birds. But y'all, starting with the offensive coordinator, it's looking right now, it's going to be Brian Johnson. Like we said before, our current quarterback coach. Everyone is saying, including Adam Schefter, that we are going internal, and it's going to be Brian Johnson expected to be named our next offensive coordinator. Now, when it comes to the defensive coordinator, that's where we have some question marks. Now, let's go down the list of guys that we've been talking about, and then we're going to talk about a guy that I don't think any of you have put in the comments as our next defensive coordinator. One, I keep seeing a lot of Vic Fangio, Fangs, whatever. Vic is gone, baby, okay? He was already hired as the defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. He's off the table. Also, I hear a lot of people saying Seth Joyner. I know that's a joke. The man has never coached before. I know he likes to break down film, break down defenses, great defensive mind. At the end of the day, I feel like when y'all keep saying Seth, y'all are joking anyway. But in case y'all weren't joking, that ain't happening. And I don't want that to happen. You know what I'm saying? He could keep doing his thing, breaking you down, but I don't want him on the sidelines, and he ain't never been on sidelines. But you know what I'm saying? Not happening. People keep talking about Rex Ryan. Rex hasn't coached in how long? Now, I'm not saying it's a bad look, but it's a gamble because he hasn't coached in years. So, one, does he even want to get back to coaching? And two, do we want to be the team that tests him out of retirement? No. Who else have y'all said? Oh, Brian Dawkins. Again, I feel like some of y'all, are y'all serious when y'all say Brian Dawkins? Because, again, that's someone with no experience. He could keep being a hype man and keep doing hype videos and all that stuff and, talk about the Birds. But not sure if I want to experiment with him as a defensive coordinator. Absolutely not. It was somebody else y'all have been saying. Oh, Lovie Smith. Now, I would love Lovie Smith. Now, the question is, Lovie Smith is going from being a head coach, and that happens a lot of times. Guys go from being a head coach to a coordinator a lot of times. Look at Dan Quinn, head coach, bump down to coordinator. Look at Vic Fangio, head coach, bump down to coordinator. So I could see that happening with Lovie Smith. I would love Lovie Smith. Now the question is he going to accept a coordinator role? That's the only question. Now I would love to have Lovie Smith, but again, the question is, does he want to be essentially demoted from head coach to coordinator, especially since he only got 1 year as a head coach? He might feel like he has something else to prove. I don't even think there's any head coaching positions available left. But anyway, he might not want to go from head coach to defensive coordinator. But if he does, I would love Lovie Smith. There was one more name. Oh, offensive coordinator wise, you guys were talking about Eric Bieniemy. I don't see absolutely any reason why Eric Bieniemy would leave one offensive coordinator role to another offensive coordinator role. I just don't see that happening. But that's offensive wise. Anyway, somebody we need to talk about internally is Denard Wilson, our current defensive passing coordinator and defensive backs coach. Now, Jonathan Gannon was the DB coach for the Vikings when we brought him over to be our head coach. This guy is our current DB coach. Maybe Nick Sirianni got a little thing. Well, I'm pretty sure Nick is going to have a big hand in who our defensive coordinator is. But when Nick built his OG staff, which was Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon, he hired a former defensive back coach as his defensive coordinator. And we can probably maybe see him do that again with Denard Wilson. And just look at the track record with Dennard. Dennard, he has been with our team for about 2 years now. He just finished his second full season with the Eagles, and look what he's done in his time. Darius Slay, 2-time Pro Bowler, first-time Pro Bowler under Dennard. Look at James Bradbury. First of all, just look at our secondary overall. Look at Avonte Maddox. Avonte Maddox had one of the best seasons that he's ever had with the Eagles. And Avonte need to get in. We're going to talk. Avonte on the contract. We're going to talk. This ain't the video for that. But Avonte need to get in that weight room, period, this offseason, period. And I don't know who, strength and conditioning coach, weight room coach, whoever that is, some of these guys need to be in the weight room pumping iron. But anyway, when I said Avonte's name, that triggered me. But Avonte had his best season yet this season under who? Denard Wilson. Look at Reed Blankenship, undrafted free agent, getting thrown into the game, in the Packers game. And he was ready. He was ready. That's Dennard. Look at Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. One of his best seasons. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson about to get a big bag under Dennard. We got a lot of dudes that's been developed. A lot of dudes from this secondary. A lot of DBs that, again, on the veteran side, with Darius Slay, who these past 2 seasons had his best seasons yet. First-time Pro Bowler with us, as long time as he's been with the Lions. Look at and then the young guys in Reed Blankenship, the younger guys in Avonte Maddox, the younger guys in Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who having their best season. So not only is he doing it with the old heads and the Darius Slay, he's been doing it with the young guys as well. So Dennard could be somebody who's a sneaky option. I know nobody's really talking about him. We've all been talking about the big names, but Denard Wilson could be an internal look for the Eagles. And honestly, I really would like to see an internal move. Not that I have like a preference really over external, internal, but internally, we just have some holes to fill and some things to tweak. When it comes to this team, we have some holes to fill and some things to tweak. And internally, these guys already know the team. These guys already would know these players. Internally can sometimes be your best option when it comes to continuing momentum and continuing a culture. The guys that's on the inside, you know what I'm saying? You bring in an outsider, they bring in outside vibes. They bring in outside mindset, outside culture, which sometimes is a good thing if you got a bad culture, but we got some good shit going right now. Do we want to test the waters with an outsider? That's all I'm saying. We have a great thing going. You know what I'm saying? And Denard has been a part of it, and Brian Johnson have been a part of it. Both of these guys have seen what it takes to, and both of these guys are new to the team. And we're part of this quick rebuild. And both of them have seen what it takes. Both of them have seen the work that everybody put in. Both of them have seen and developed these guys. Developed these guys that was a part of our Super Bowl run. So honestly, I think internal, really, when it comes to continuity, when it comes to the mentality and the culture, and that hungriness, because just like the players are going to be hungry and the fans are going to be hungry to get back, we need a culture within our staff too to get back. So the more that I think about it, I'm really liking these internal looks. Why look on the outside when we got all this gushy going on the inside? Y'all see what I'm saying? Now everybody going to want to come in and be a part of this thing. But you know what I'm saying? I think Dennard could be a really good look. A really good look. I really, really do think so. But y'all, let me know what y'all think. Make sure you like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, keep rocking with me. Check out the links down below. Buy me a coffee for this channel. Shout out the official SymoneWithTheSports merch collection. And until I talk to you guys next time. Bye!